If you're aiming for a band 7, 8, or even 9 in IELTS, then vocabulary isn't just important, it's essential. But here's the catch. You don't need thousands of fancy words. You need the right tips and strategies. In this video, I'll show you 20 advanced vocabulary tips and strategies that will boost your writing, speaking, reading, and even listening scores. Whether you're preparing for IELTS Academic or General Training, these tips and strategies will take your English to the next level. Tip number 15 will surprise you. I will put extra materials for you in the description of this video. Let's dive in. Tip number 1. Degree modifiers. These are essential vocabulary tools for IELTS that help you express the intensity, extent, or level of adjectives, adverbs, and sometimes verbs. Mastering these modifiers can significantly improve your band score by demonstrating lexical range and precision in both speaking and writing tasks. Use strong intensifiers for emphasis. For example, extremely, exceptionally, remarkably, tremendously, utterly, absolutely, completely, among others. You can write a sentence like, "The environmental impact is extremely concerning," or "Housing prices have increased substantially." Use moderate intensifiers. Very, rather, fairly, reasonably, relatively, somewhat, slightly, moderately, partially, largely, generally, and typically, among others. Some examples are, "The solution is fairly effective," or "Students are generally satisfied with the facilities." Tip number 2. Use advanced connectors. Advanced connectors are sophisticated linking words and phrases that demonstrate high-level English proficiency in IELTS. They go beyond basic connectors like and, but, and because to show complex logical relationships between ideas, which is essential for achieving Band 7+ scores. Stop using the basic connectors and use the following. Moreover, nevertheless, consequently, in light of this, conversely, by contrast. For example, in graph comparison, say something like, "Sales rose in Q1, whereas expenses remained static." Tip number 3. Peak and low language. Mastering peak and low language is essential for achieving high band scores in IELTS, particularly in writing task 1, where you need to describe data trends and across all skills when discussing extremes, comparisons, and variations. This vocabulary demonstrates your ability to express precise meanings and avoid repetitive basic terms. For example, instead of "the highest, lowest point," use peak, a record low, the most significant decline, and the most significant increase. Some examples are, "Carbon emissions dropped to a record low in 2020," or "Unemployment peaked at 10% in 2010. Tip number 4. Build synonym recognition. This is absolutely crucial for IELTS reading success because the test systematically uses paraphrasing to challenge test takers. Understanding this strategy and developing strong synonym recognition skills can dramatically improve your reading scores. For example, if the question says price, the text will never say price. It will say cost, fee, charge, or expense. Reading deliberately tests your vocabulary range, not just comprehension. Train your brain to spot these. Tip number 5. Master collocations. It's not just about big words, but using natural word combinations. Use them correctly to demonstrate sophisticated language control that examiners recognize as high-level proficiency. Use natural pairs, such as raise awareness, address concerns, tackle issues, heavy traffic, strong argument, bitter disappointment. For example, you can write a sentence like this in writing task 2. Climate change poses a pressing issue that requires viable solutions and widespread cooperation. Tip number 6. Learn topic-specific vocabulary. When it comes to IELTS writing and speaking, vocabulary depth matters just as much as vocabulary range. Here's the good news. IELTS is predictable. The test often revolves around a set of familiar topics, such as environment, education, health, work and careers, technology, urbanization, family and society, economy, media, and advertising. That means you don't need to memorize a dictionary. You need to master the language of these common themes. This is called topic-specific vocabulary, and it's one of the fastest ways to improve your lexical resource score. So don't just say bad for the environment, say environmentally destructive or ecologically harmful. Tip number 7, avoid repetition with paraphrasing. Repetition lowers your score in the IELTS exam, especially in Writing Task 2 and Speaking Part 3. Why? Because one of the key scoring criteria is lexical resource, which means your ability to use a wide range of vocabulary accurately and flexibly. Instead of repeating problem, use issue, challenge, obstacle, concern. Tip number 8, use cause and effect phrases. Mastering cause and effect language is essential for IELTS success because these relationships appear extensively across all 4 skills. Whether you're explaining data trends in Writing Task 1, constructing arguments in Task 2, or discussing complex topics in speaking, sophisticated cause and effect expressions demonstrate advanced language proficiency and logical thinking. If you want to achieve a Band 9, use the following phrases to show cause and effect. This results in. A major consequence is. This leads to. This stems from. For example, urbanization increases dramatically. This results in overcrowded cities and housing shortages. This is perfect for showing direct outcomes in Writing Task 2. Tip number 9, avoid contractions. In IELTS Writing Task 2 and Task 1, Academic or General Training, your tone should always be formal and academic. Don't say don't, can't, isn't. Write do not, cannot, is not. Why does it matter? Academic writing must be in a formal tone. Contractions are too casual for essays. Examiners expect formal language as part of Band 7+ writing. Using full forms makes your writing clearer, more professional, and grammatically precise. Tip number 10, insert balanced opinion vocabulary. In IELTS Writing Task 2, especially for discuss both views and give your opinion, or to what extent do you agree or disagree essays, you are expected to present your ideas in a balanced, thoughtful, and objective way. This doesn't mean you can't have a clear opinion. It means your writing should show that you've considered multiple sides of the argument. While some believe, others argue. Although, it is also true that this shows depth and balance. Tip number 11, replace overused words. Stop saying, very good. Transform your vocabulary instantly. Use words like exceptional, outstanding, remarkable. A Band 6 student says, the performance was very good. A Band 8 student says, the student's performance was exceptional. Tip number 12, use idiomatic language naturally. The golden rule, don't force it. Natural usage equals Band 8+. Examiners love idioms. Let's look at some examples. I was over the moon when I got the job. The accident was a real wake-up call about road safety. Tip number 13, learn vocabulary for opinions. Mastering opinion vocabulary is crucial for achieving IELTS Band 9, as it demonstrates advanced lexical range, precision, and nuanced thinking. Stop repeating, I think, or in my opinion. Use a rich variety of expressions that convey different levels of certainty and formality across all 4 IELTS skills. For example, I'm inclined to believe that remote work will become the norm. It strikes me that we're becoming too dependent on smartphones. I'm largely persuaded by the view that technology enhances educational outcomes, though certain reservations remain regarding screen time effects. Tip number 14, experience enhancers. When describing personal experiences in IELTS speaking, many students default to simple, overused phrases like, I learned a lot, it was good, it helped me. While these phrases communicate your point, they don't impress the examiner or showcase the full range of your lexical resource, especially at Band 7 or higher. Instead of saying, I learned a lot, try these. The experience was genuinely enlightening because it made me question how I view success. It was an eye-opening moment that changed the way I approach communication. Tip number 15, vary your adjectives. Varying your adjectives is a critical IELTS vocabulary strategy that demonstrates lexical range, and examiners love this. Instead of nice, use delightful, fascinating, stimulating, but be careful. Use these words depending on the context. For example, the documentary about space exploration was fascinating. The debate was intellectually stimulating. Tip number 16. Listen for paraphrased information. The listening section deliberately changes vocabulary between the audio and answer choices to test your understanding, not just your hearing. For example, if the audio says, "She's leaving tomorrow," the answer might be, "Plans to depart the next day." Tip number 17. Keep a vocabulary journal. If you're serious about improving your IELTS vocabulary, here's a truth most learners overlook. Just reading or watching videos isn't enough. You need to record, organize, and actively use new vocabulary. That's why keeping a vocabulary journal is one of the most powerful long-term strategies to improve your lexical range and precision. Two core components of the IELTS Band descriptors for both writing and speaking. Tip number 18. Use what you learn. Don't just learn vocabulary. Use it in your writing and speaking practice. Without use, vocabulary is forgotten. Tip number 19. Master discourse markers, the natural fluency secret. They're the filler words that native speakers use naturally to organize thoughts, buy time, and connect ideas. Used correctly, they boost your fluency score dramatically. These include words such as well, the perfect opener, actually, for correction or clarification. I mean, for explaining what you really meant or adding detail. Personally, for adding your perspective. For example, well, I'd say my favorite hobby is photography because use well at the beginning of responses, especially after difficult questions. Tip number 20. Be familiar with academic vocabulary. If you're preparing for academic, especially reading and writing. Task 2. One thing becomes clear very quickly. The vocabulary isn't casual or conversational. It's academic, formal, and often abstract. Words like subsequently, predominantly, and sustainable are everywhere in IELTS reading passages. The same words also impress examiners when used correctly in writing. Subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the 2 videos I release weekly. Watch the next video for more IELTS tips and tricks. All the best in your IELTS preparation.